Now we there.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel after 6 months, I think 9 months. I don't even remember. I haven't been recording in so long. But anyways, this is a special episode that I'm recording today with my boy, Andrew. Hey.
What's up? What's up?
I am not sure if I will keep recording for this channel, but I just wanted to do it special. You know, we want to touch on some topics, and I'm going to let you lead the way, Andrew.
Excellent. Actually, I wanted to tap into what you said earlier about you being masculine. Yeah, definitely. So I'm curious because, you know, we know that in relationships, you know, they always say men have to lead and women have to follow, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
No.
So like sometimes women don't like to be submissive and then they tend to be too masculine to where they lead the relationship. So how can I wonder,
feel like I always lead the relationship because I attract feminine men.
okay.
But I just don't know. It's just in me. It's just the energy. I do desire with all my heart to feel feminine one day and have, you know, be with a man that will actually lead me. I want to be, you know, controlled little bit, controlled and
Be nice
submissive.
balance.
You know, I want to feel like a princess, you know, that I don't have to worry about nothing and you just lead and I'm just with my eyes closed. But now with this generation, it's impossible to find that.
I agree. I mean, like, you know, sometimes, you know, as a man, you want to take the lead, but then it's like, you know, you don't want to do too much where now you're like, oh, you're controlling. Because then we get those words.
Really?
Oh,
Has
yeah.
that happened to you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, plenty of times.
Controlling in what way?
I mean, listen, you know, sometimes there's boundaries. I mean, you know, I realized through my time that a lot of people love other people the way they want to be loved. And that doesn't always work out. You get what I'm saying? So, for instance, if a woman wants a man that's very masculine that leads, that's okay for them. But then it might be a little bit too much for the next woman. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then they're like, you're doing too much. You know?
I feel like something that's important is to always ask the person, what's your love language? Because
like
we
that.
are supposed to love the person how they want to be loved,
Yeah.
not how I want to. Okay, I want a masculine man. I want this, that. But what's your love language? Tell me how you want to be loved so I can love you the way that you want to be loved. And I tell you what's my love language so you can love me the way I want to be loved.
I agree.
I say it's the same thing when it comes to the bedroom. You do what your partner wants you to do because it's about pleasing your partner. It's
Selfless
about
love.
yes. So I feel like instead of like wanting a certain type of man, or like if a female is talking to a man, ask him how he wants to be loved. If he don't like to be bothered, well, it is different nowadays. It's just different because some people will go a whole day without texting and
it'd be fine for them, but not for others.
Yeah. So
doing?
I don't know. You know.
I mean, listen, I like opening the doors, right? You know, I'm old school like that. Okay. But I had one girl, she's like, I could do it. And I'm like, okay, my bad. Here, here you go. Open my door, please. Thank you.
I feel like I will be that girl. The other day I was getting in a car and I went to open the door. And he's like, why you didn't wait for me to open the door? I'm like, it's freezing out here. I'm not going to stand here, wait for you to come around, open the door so I can get, no, it's freezing. I'm going to open it. You know, I feel like sometimes female, they take that to the max. Like it's unnecessary, like certain things. Yes, some people show they love in a different way. To me, yes, I would want the door to be open, but in certain, you know, there's moments for that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, not with this cold. I'm not going to stand there and wait for you to come open the fucking door.
Yeah, right? Just get that open. We out. Heat on already. I need that.
Do you consider yourself a masculine man? Or, like, do you believe in, like, the 50-50 and, like, what? Like,
I mean, and that's a good question because, you know, nowadays women are very independent. They're doing their own things. I mean, you go to the club, you see women popping bottles in their own VIP.
Yeah.
So it's like, as a man, it's like, damn, I got to compete against that. And you pretty. It's like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But, you know, at the same time, women do like to be taken care of. I mean, I always say in relationships, I mean, you know, in a man's side, we tend to show off what's in our pockets and women show off their beauty. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like we use our money to get that part from a woman, and then women use their beauty to get financially, I guess, stable in some sense. Because, and it's not to say that women are like using men for their money, but they like the provider in that man. You get what I'm saying? And I get that. You know, if I'm waking up every day and I'm going to work and I'm doing what I got to do, it's not because some girl's trying to drain me from my pockets. She's looking at that and she's saying, well, you know what? That's a hustler.
Yeah.
That's the type of man that I want.
Yeah.
You know, so to say 50-50, sometimes it doesn't always work out. You know? But me, I'm definitely masculine in a sense where I like to take the lead, but I also like my woman to kind of like have her own thing, if you get what I'm saying. Like, you got a passion, kind of explore that. You know what I mean? Like, what are your talents?
Like, I feel like myself, if I have money to pay my own nails, I will pay my own nails. Like, if I had my own money, if I have my own money and I'm dating a guy, yes, it will be nice for him to be like, here's some money for your hair or your nails. But I feel like that's something that a woman should already pay for herself.
No, I agree. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's just, I don't know. Me with money, I wouldn't ask a man for nothing. Not a dime. I want something, I'll go buy for myself. You get what I'm saying?
That's a rare breed.
Yeah, I don't like asking men for money.
Yeah.
I dated men. I don't ask them for money. A lot of women hate me for that because I don't ask men for money. But I just feel like if I have the money to buy things myself that I want, why would I ask him? All he has to do is help me, let's say, be there for me emotionally, caring, respect, like that. A woman with money, that's all she need. And men still make it complicated. They still make it like so complicated for the woman, because if she has money, she's not asking you for money. Why is it so hard for you to respect her? You know, maybe take her on a date. Maybe she's the one saying, let's go here instead of you planning it. I feel like men also get a little too comfortable.
Well, I say 50-50 works perfect in that aspect, because, like, for instance, like, you got your own money, you could do your own nails, you could get up and do whatever it is that you want, right? That 50-50 comes into play in my perspective, is where, like, if I know what you like, I'm sending you the money and I'm getting you the appointment already.
Yeah,
like, that's 50. That's 50-50. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, you know, okay, I know you could do it yourself, but you know what? I'm gonna take the initiative.
And that's amazing. And I've experienced that, and I can say that's the best thing in the world. It was a feeling that I never experienced. He's like, you want this? Okay, take my card. You want to buy this? Okay, take my card. And I never experienced that shit, and it feels amazing. I'm not gonna lie, it feels good.
Start swiping everywhere.
Shit.
Swiping, no swipe.
He's like, there's 100 candles, be careful, don't spin it all. But I don't know, it feels really nice, honestly.
Yeah. And it's not to say you're using him for his money. It's just the fact that he's a provider.
Yes.
And you like that.
He's natural. I feel like a naturally provider man, they don't care.
Nah.
A man with money, he's not going to care to spend money on a female he wants.
Exactly, yeah. I agree. Because we're worried about the next bag.
Yeah.
We're not focused on like, oh, damn, I'm draining this bag on her. Nah, not at all. But yeah, I mean, listen, you know, when it comes to, you know, that aspect of being in a relationship and, you know, having that lead as a man, you know, you have to take the initiative. You have to.
Yeah.
And the way you do that is getting to know your girl.
Yeah.
You know, you got to get to know her, what she likes. And you also have to be okay when she's like out of that mood. You know what I mean? When you guys are hangry or you going through it.
Yeah.
We got to think quick on that.
Oh, I get so mad.
We got to think quick. It's like, you better know what the hell your girl likes.
I get so mad.
You could be in that mood and they be like, babe, I got you this. Yeah, man, I don't even like this.
Yeah.
And then now you're more mad.
Yeah. Yeah. I get hangry, and it's really, like, really, really bad. I think our guy has a question.
Oh, yeah.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
For all the women that say that they want a man, that they pay their bills, that want to be the man that takes you like on $1,000 first date. But then at the same time, they say that they tell the same guy, oh, I got my own money, I do my own thing, I'm my own boss. But at the same time, they want to be pampered. What is your opinion about those girls?
I mean, like I said, you know, women love that. What is like chivalry, but modern day chivalry, sort of say. I mean, when you think about it, back in the day, if you wanted to marry somebody, they needed a dowry. Like, what are you giving me? You know what I mean? Like, what's the family getting? Yeah. So, I mean, I think through generations, it's always been that way, where we had, as a man, we got to like kind of support them. But the thin line is when you start looking at them and it's like that's the only reason why we're hanging out, or that's the only, you know what I mean? Like you want all the luxuries that come with my hard work and it's not reciprocated. That's when I draw the line. That's when it's like, oh no, I'm not doing this.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I'm a down to the earth girl. Like, you know, I've been with, you know, someone that started since the bottom, used to sleep on the floor. You know, if we had to eat the same shit every day, we'll eat the same shit every day. Sometimes men take those women for granted, though.
I mean, they do. But I mean, so back to what he was saying as far as like, you know, I mean, $1,000 dinner and stuff. But I mean, what would be a good date from a woman's perspective? I think
For me,
yeah, just straight woman's perspective. What do you think a
Like,
good date would be?
for me, a good date would be, I don't know, because I'm boring. Like, I'd rather get some sushi and eat that shit, like, to go eat sushi.
I mean, that's not boring. I mean, I don't see that
Like,
boring.
to go eat sushi, I love to go to the movies, but then if it's a date, we can't speak at the movies.
Yeah, I think
So-
a movie date for the first date is not the way to go.
Yeah, it's
I
not
don't
the way to
think-
go. But I feel like sushi, for me, it's a good date. I guess bowling, things like that. Like,
Some activities.
yeah, some activities. Nowadays, I have guy friends who'll be like, "Oh, this girl's DMing me saying you have to take me to this restaurant in New York," and they be like, "Yo, I just met you, like, and you have to pay for my hair and my nails if you're gonna take me on a date, and you know you gotta take, and then they gotta take pictures." You know those models or those Instagram girls?
Yeah.
You see them everywhere, every country, every nice restaurant,
Need the
and you're
photo
like,
shoot.
who's taking those photos though? Like, I don't know how these females, like, don't be shy to like ask men for money or to like be like, I don't go on a date if it's not like in a high rise New York, like, and it's all because of Instagram. They just
Yeah.
want to go there to take a picture for Instagram.
I think
Like,
it's
this is
become
sad.
it's become the norm. You know
Have
what
you
I mean?
felt that? Have you felt used like that by a female?
I mean, you know, to believe it or not, you know, being as though, you know, as a man, you know, I go out and stuff like that. You know, when we go to the clubs, you get VIP. Obviously, ladies don't pay for nothing. You know, but sometimes women want to be in that environment because of what our connects.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
we, as men, we get that. And so, and I'm going to say this on both sides, right? Because I usually say it referencing women that I say a lot of times women, you got women that are bills and then you got women that are investments. All right. So a woman that's a bill to me is like, all right, you know, you want to go to that place? How much is it going to cost me? What, 200, 150, 250, depending on the night? If that's what it's going to take to get your attention, you're essentially saying you're a bill.
Yeah.
So, you know, us guys, we pick up on that, you know, but then when you have an investment, somebody that's like, oh no, let's do activities or let's go here, you know, let's go to the MoMA and look at art.
For example, I meet you.
Yeah.
I meet a guy, and I'm already telling him about business ideas, the business I want to have,
That's an investment.
helping him on his stuff.
Yeah.
I've lost a lot being the way that I am
Oh, wow.
because men take that shit for granted. But I'm that way. Like, I'll try to save you some money. Like if we could stay inside, like, but I want sushi. I'd rather eat my sushi inside. Look in the living room. Like, we don't gotta go outside. Like, there's no
Yeah.
need to be outside on a date when, you know, you're trying to save or have goals. Like, there's no
Yeah.
need for that. And I feel like I'm that type of woman. Like, me, I wouldn't date a guy with money, like a lot of money, because I feel like I'm not at his level.
Okay.
I don't want to feel like he has a bill. And I get critiqued a lot because of that. Because there's men that are, you know, millionaires, they got money, and they will go and marry the McDonald girl. Why is that, right? And then us females who have dreams and goals, who are willing to help the man with his business, to build a business at home, mental health, whatever, to be there,
Yeah.
we get taken for granted. And I really don't. I'm not doing that shit no more.
Well, the same way that, you know, and in that analogy, like women kind of come off as a bill, you know, men do come off as a come up, right? So because what do? They flash their money, right? So I think a little bit of that combination is what's really messing up and creating that disconnect when it comes to bonding with people, because you have guys that are out there that's automatically throwing money out there. This is what I make. This is what I got, you know? And then you have women that's throwing their looks out there. You know, this is what it's going to take me out. So now you got guys that are like, okay, I got to make this bag to get that specific shorty. And then you got shorty saying, I got to look this way to get a guy with a bag.
But then, you know,
it's like, what are we doing here, you know?
But then, you know, I've heard stories from guy friends where they be like, I bet she thinks she all that. I'm going to spend the 1K. I'm going to spend the 1K she asking for. I'm going to take her to the restaurant she's asking for. I'm going to just hit it and dip it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, what? That's all you worth? 1K? One night? Just because you want to go and post your little Instagram picture for the gram that you're at a nice, you know, restaurant, environment. Have you done that? Have you spent a certain amount of money to have sex with a female? To get her to that?
To that, to be honest with you, I mean, I'm a little different. You know what I mean? To be honest, because I'm more of a saposexual type of person. You need to have a break. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be looking at you, and it's like you're a zombie. You know, I can't really vibe with you.
I feel like I'm the same way. I get turned on by the mentality of the guy.
Exactly. But
the conversations.
I've never in my mind said, you know, I'm gonna spend this bag to get, you know, something out of a woman or anything like that. And I guess it's because I'm looking for other type of vibes, right?
Yeah.
But that goes back to guys that are like kind of portraying themselves to be a come up. You know, I could easily do that. You know, I could go out there, flash my car, my money, what it is that I do, get the type of women that like that, you know, that like that vibe, and ultimately get what I want.
Yeah.
But then that's like a cat mouse type of chase that, you know, we get lost in. So I try to stay away from that.
What advice would you give myself that I tend to give a lot to men that don't deserve it? Because I feel like the day I find a good man that I don't know that he has good intentions, because I'm already going to judge him by the experience I've been through.
Yeah.
What advice do you give me? Like, should I just keep being me? Should I be closed off? Like, I don't know. I'm scared. I'm terrified.
It's tough. It's tough nowadays. Like, on both sides, right? Because, you know, ultimately, you know, whatever game we spit in online, ultimately the end game is love, family, and legacy, right? And that's the direction that everybody wants to go. But what I tell people is, don't expect anything. You'll never get disappointed. You know, because you always have to anticipate somebody messing up on you, right? So, for instance, if you say to yourself and you're like, you know what, I'm the prize, I'm a good person, then, you know, when you're dealing with somebody that hasn't experienced that type of person before, you got to kind of anticipate them messing up, right?
Yeah.
It's like if you never was a pilot, can you go and fly a plane?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, you can't fly a plane. You're gonna crash if anything.
I get told that a lot. That some men has told me, like, I never been with a female like you. I just don't know what to do with you. Like, or maybe that's an excuse. You know, who never knows.
Well, it's a lot of people say that, and the reason why is because, like I was saying, they don't know how to love you the way you deserve to be loved. They only try to love you the way they think they are supposed to be loved. But if they haven't gotten loved the right way, then your whole image is foggy, you know?
I wanted to ask you, what is your perspective when it comes to my image on Instagram? Because I get judged a lot by the way that I dress to the gym. It's not that I care, but, you know, it's really difficult because, unfortunately, that's what sells. That's what get the views when you show. I also show because I feel confident in my body. Years ago, I could not wear shorts because I was so insecure about my body. Yeah. Now that I have the confidence to wear what I want to wear, I feel good. Yeah. But I get judged and people think that I'm a hoe because of that. And I will show you my phone. My shit's dry like the fucking desert. Now, I don't even open the DMs. Yeah. And my phone is dry like the desert. What do you think about... You see what I post.
Yeah.
Have it crossed your mind, like, she's a hoe?
No. I mean, because when you have that lustful mindset and that's on the front of your mind, of course, that's automatically what you're gonna think. But, you know, when you kind of zoom out and you separate that and you say, okay, you know, you post whatever it is, but can you really hide your body? Like, can you really hide the way that you're working out and your progression? You shouldn't have to say, damn, you know, I shouldn't show, you know, my progression because somebody's going to look at it in a negative way. I mean, I think that's something that is really personal on that person's side, right? It's something they got to deal with. You know, maybe there's some kind of issues that they've dealt with that they look at women in a certain way. But I mean, seeing your page, I mean, it's not always that when you really think about it. You know, you also have a mixture of other things that you do, right?
Hmm.
So I think a lot of people are just nitpicking. They're
Yeah.
nitpicking on your page, and I think that that's really what it is. Because when you're at the gym, you're showing your exercises, but you're literally going off, and you're like, "This is what I'm
And a
doing."
lot of girls love it. I'm
Yeah,
getting a lot of love from girls, and like they're like, "Oh my god, I see now I
yeah.
could do it this way. Like I like your technique and whatnot." But deep down inside, I feel like I don't know. I've thought that I wouldn't get married or
Mhm.
someone wouldn't propose to me because of that. I don't care at the end of the day because men are gonna be men at the end of the day, and they're gonna cheat, do whatever they want. So I feel like I'm just destined to make money, be rich as fuck,
Mhm.
and just be a single, good-looking auntie. That's